doing nothing to solve it?
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Happy Tuesday, listeners.
Oh, we missed that last week.
Oh, well, you are listening to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my friend Margi Kyle, who is also a hostess with the mostess, I guess. So, Margi, how are you on this wet, rainy, cold, finally November day?
Yeah, I'm wet and I'm cold, but I'm here.
A good girl. You're let's see, waking up and touching the ground, right?
I am, and I even mailed 2 Christmas presents today.
Lord have mercy, you're stressing me out already. We're not even a minute into this thing, and I'm getting stressed about Christmas. How was your weekend?
Well, as you know, we went to the Peninsula Foundation big gala with diamonds and denim. And it was spectacular.
It was very stressful to find denim and diamonds.
That's my life.
I know. I knew it would probably be an easy call for you, but for me, I was really stressing. So my denim jacket that I wore was a donation to the Hope House that the girls and I at Hope House blinged up. So the
And
powers,
you did a good job.
Yeah, the powers of a hot glue gun and a little bling. Fascinating what you can do. So
Well, and I had the surprise of my life because Tim and I went together. He's the president of Little Smiles, and I'm the founder. And when I opened the car door and I saw him in his jacket, which he got on Amazon, I said, I don't like to be upstaged. You've upstaged me.
he did look pretty smart.
And you know what? I loved it
It was
because
awesome.
people did get into the spirit by their outfits.
They sure did.
Yeah, which made it a lot of fun.
There was a whole lot of bling there, which I know is your favorite word. And there was some denim,
Yeah.
some boots,
Yeah.
and diamonds. So it was a lovely evening. The Peninsula Community Foundation, for those of you that don't know, raise money. They're a philanthropic organization that raise money for our community, and they like to keep it in our immediate area. And if you're a non-for-profit and you need an opportunity, look them up. I think they already have their last funding cycle already has been closed.
Right.
And they're considering their people that they're going to fund. But they are a wonderful organization.
Well, and we have the president coming, I think it's December 12th.
George Searle. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking to him, and we're going to put a good word in for our guest that we have today because she is super fabulous, super fly. She is doing some amazing things, not only in her non-for-profit, but some of the things for Mecklenburg County. So I'm excited for us to talk to her.
I am
and
too.
for you
I'm
to
looking
learn
forward to
a
it.
little bit more about her. I invited her and her mom to Hope House to just talk, and we went out into our what we call our she shed, and I said, this is like Vegas. What's said here stays here. So we decided after that little therapeutic intervention that we needed to have fun Fridays where sometimes in the non-for-profit world, as you know, things get very, very stressful. And so just having like-minded individuals that understand how hard the work is really a good thing. And, we don't often get that opportunity when...
Now, do you find the women and children staying in your house during the holidays, it's hard for them?
Oh, this is a really tough time. This is a really tough time,
Yeah.
not only because of the actual holiday, but it triggers all of the family stuff and all of the I don't have a home and I can't decorate it and all that. So we have to do a little happy dance around a lot of these things. And we are a very busy house right now. We have about 16 in the main house, of which 10, sometimes 12 are kids.
Well, let's do something different this year.
What are we going to do, Margie?
we're going to get those 12 kids. We're going to bring them to my storage unit
Aw.
and let them pick
Aw.
3 toys.
That's so sweet.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be lovely. And you know what? These are really great kids.
Well,
They are polite.
They have earned it.
Yes, I have one little boy in particular that I'm thinking of. So I hope they're not listening, because then that will ruin their surprises. But we will make that happen for sure.
I want to.
Yeah,
I
that
want
would be
to.
really great.
Yeah.
I know that you have such a generous heart, and this time of year I know is a busy time for year for you because of the holidays. People are giving. I know that you've got a boat parade coming up where you're going to get some goodies from that, and it's just one of those things, Margie, when I think about Little Smiles and the fact that you are putting smiles on children, not only in the hospital, but in our community, is something that when I go to bed at night and close my eyes, I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
Knowing that those kids have an opportunity for a little bit of hope.
We believe Christmas is every day of the year.
Absolutely.
And especially when they're doing so well and are polite and have good manners. I say, take another one.
Oh, that's so sweet. You know, when we have goodies to give away at Hope House, I always say it's buy one, get one free. And they're not buying it, actually. They're just getting it. But it's good to have a generous heart. It is the time of year where we see a lot of generosity in our community. And we just want to give a shout out to that. The grateful season that we're in, knowing with Thanksgiving is coming in the next few days. We don't want to let it go by without telling our community how grateful we are for all of the generosity that they do for 3 amazing non-for-profits that are represented here today with Hearts and Hands Food Pantry, Hope House, and with Little Smiles. I know that folks start reaching out about now and saying, what can I do? And the other thing that I love is that we can share resources with each other, right? So I know when I have a plenty, I'm calling Kenya. I know that, you and Kenya were talking during the break about sharing ideas. Yeah. So it's just so amazing how we all have the opportunity to play nice in the sandbox and do good work at the same time. I just wish the rest of our world would play nice in the sandbox. So I know that
and not throw so much sand.
I know we need an attitude adjustment.
Yeah, we do
for sure.
Yeah.
So just folks, if you're listening, just thinking of the grateful season that we're out there, just find one thing to be thankful for.
That's right, and try to help one family.
Mm-hmm. That would be
all
amazing.
The difference in the world.
Well, you are going to be introduced to a fabulous person doing a fabulous good deed in our community. But before I introduce her, I want to make sure that you have the studio number. It's 844-STUDIO-4 if you'd like to call in, and you can talk to myself or Margie or Kenya Joseph, who is the president of Hearts and Hands Food Pantry. She is also the board chair of Charlotte-Mecklenburg Food Policy Council.
That's a big word.
We're going to learn what that does.
Yeah, let's find out what that is.
If you want to know anything about that, or if you are looking to get involved or volunteer or donate, we will definitely make that happen with her.
That's right.
So when we come back from break, we're going to be introducing you to the fabulous Kenya Joseph, who is smiling her fabulous smile that she does here, knowing all the good that she does in our community. So when we come back, settle down, get yourself a nice cup of coffee, and listen in. Oh, and if you're driving your car, tune in to 105.9 WSIC Radio, or you can be listening to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X.
Goodness sakes.
Yeah.
We are out there.
There's no hiding hope in this community, nor is there hiding any smiles or hearts and hands. We are way out there. So when we come back, we'll be listening to Margie, Debbie, and Kenya.
Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Happy Thanksgiving. From all of us at WSIC, we hope everyone is able to spend some time with those that they love. Join the Cornelius Parks and Rec Department this Saturday for the 12th annual Light Up Cornelius, presented by Novant Health from 4 to 7 p.m. in downtown Cornelius. Festivities will include holiday songs, train rides, a sledding hill, food and craft vendors, and a visit from Santa. See you Saturday! Want to see more than 5 million Christmas lights at one time? Speedway Christmas is back. Happening daily, the amazing Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now through January 7th. The show is open 6 to 10 p.m., rain or shine. The Infield Christmas Village is open Thursday through Sunday nights. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway, now through January 7th. For tickets, visit charlottemotorspeedway.com. Community singers of Lake Norman are performing again Christmas style. December 3rd in Mooresville, December 5th in Huntersville, and December 11th in Cornelius, each evening at a different church. 3 shows, 3 nights. Community singers of Lake Norman. For more info, visit lakenormansings.com. The Community Singers of Lake Norman. lakenormansings.com. The Docksiders, performing at Kane Center for the Arts on Saturday, December 9th, are almost sold out. The Docksiders will take you back to the year 1981. Their unique and electric tribute act of yacht rock features songs from Hall & Oates, Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins, and more. The Docksiders, Saturday, December 9th at Kane Center for the Arts. To purchase your tickets, visit kanearts.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. High temperature only getting up to 54 degrees today, but we have a 100% chance of rain. And wind gusts will be getting up as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the remainder of the evening, showers and thunderstorms are going to stay in the area. We'll only drop down to a low of 52 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Your home for non-stop Christmas music. Starting at 12 a.m. Thanksgiving Day.
Call now to speak with Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle at 844 Studio 4. It's community centered on WSIC.
Did you not get enough dancing in the other night?
Actually, I didn't dance, but why not? We'll put it out there. Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my hostess friend, Margi Kyle. And like we said before the break, we are going to be talking with the fabulous Kenya Joseph, president of Hearts and Hands Food Pantry. Kenya, before we get way into a conversation, because Kenya and I can go in a million different directions, I just want to thank you for what you do in our community. My heart feels really grateful for knowing that you're filling tummies and making people feel wanted and welcomed in our community. So thank you for what you do. Tell me, let's talk about the pantry first. Why? What happened?
So first, thank you for having me. We started in 2017, became an official nonprofit in 2018. My mom and I started Hearts and Hands Food Pantry on a whim. We were watching extreme couponing, which was just a random thing we found on TV, and we saw a family all working together to end up actually helping another family down the street whose father had lost their job. And at first we were like, oh, we can do that. We need to learn how to do that, And then it became, well, why just one family? There's many more families out there who need help. And so we were looking at each other like, what does that look like? What is that called? So we started researching and we're like, okay, it's a food pantry. Okay, this seems like something we can do. So we took it to our church up here in Huntersville, and we kind of started to build it out from there. And within probably about 4 months of us being at the church, we knew that we had to move into our own space. It was getting big pretty quickly. And so we were in Huntersville for the last 6 years on Old Statesville Road. We just recently moved to Northwest Charlotte. We're only 10 to 15 minutes away from where we've been all this time in Huntersville. And we grew from that little idea all the way to now serving over 2,000 people a month.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's incredible. It really is. Tell me about food insecurity in our neighborhood. Like, what does that look like when people are, we're in the affluent Lake Norman area here, sitting in Cornelius in the studio. What does that look like?
So food insecurity is defined as not being able to effectively access to food you need within a day. And the other thing about food insecurity to know is that it's invisible. You know, when we talk about things like homelessness, for example, if we see something like what we saw during COVID, where there was a tent city that popped up in Charlotte, or,
Right.
you know, you're seeing somebody as you're passing on the highway, that's very visible. But knowing whether someone is hungry, especially children, you may have no idea. And so I think this is kind of at the heart of, you know, why we are doing what we do. Our mission is simply food is a basic human right. Every single person on earth needs food, no matter what their beliefs are, no matter what their socioeconomic status is. And we want to make sure that as we try to address the problem here locally, that it's also visible, that people understand what it is, they understand that it's real, that it is increasing and getting worse, even in affluent areas. And that, you know, crisis in general can change someone's life in an instant. So, you know, money, these things are no respecters of money or status or anything like that. And so that's really behind what we do.
So where did the name Hearts and Hands come from?
That was all my mom.
Yeah, she's a great mom and
She
a
is.
wonderful woman with a beautiful heart.
She is.
And you can see her be the hands and feet as well.
Yeah.
She's very quiet, but she serves very thoughtful in her ministry of what she does. What I love about the food pantry for the residents at the Hope House is that there's no qualification. You just, if you're hungry, come and get food. And I know, and not to knock any other organization that's doing work around this, but the fact that you don't have to, you know, prove that you have a need something is so dignifying for our families. You know, to not have to say, well, I'm poor, or I'm on food stamps, or I'm this, or I'm homeless. You can be pretty much anonymous and end up walking away with food bellies. And then the things that you give away, too, are very healthy things. And really, from my perspective, from what I see, when the residents do visit, that they get some really great things.
Yeah.
And you can tell that
Now,
there's
can
love.
they come to you and take what they need?
So here's how we have a couple of services now since we've grown. So we have a regular pickup service that is no restrictions whatsoever. So there's no, we don't do income verification or anything like that. All of our services are by appointment only. That's just so that we can manage, you know, how many people are coming through our doors. When we were in Huntersville, our space was too small to have people come in, especially when COVID was going on. But now with the space that we're in, it's 7,000 square feet. So we have people come in.
Yeah.
We can, you know, talk to them in private spaces as well if they have, you know, additional crisis and things that they need to talk about with us. And just love on people while we do it. Our entire service is built around choice. So from start to finish, people can choose all the items that they want. And, you know, yes, we want to make sure that everybody has the healthiest food that they can access. But at the same time, no judgment for somebody who also needs, you know, some Reese's Buttercups for their kids because the kids are screaming in the back of the car. You know, we do that too. And we understand how having somebody's favorites when they're going through something can make them feel so extra cared for and feel seen. And that's an important part to helping people lift out of challenges and things that they're going through in their lives.
That's so lovely.
It is beautiful.
Isn't that, Margie?
Yeah.
It makes me feel very hopeful, and I know that it puts a smile on my face. Knowing that the dignity that goes into it is just, it's a critical thing for us, that we are recognizing that. So thank you from someone who's on the other end of that, seeing that that's part of your ministry. Tell me about, I know that you've recently moved, and we came to your open house, which was fabulous, and saw your great space. But have there been any particular challenges with moving?
Oh, yes. So being
If
that
there isn't, then I was
our story is kind of a crazy one. So being that we started in Huntersville, we have such an affinity and a commitment to the greater Lake Norman, North Meck area. That's our home, that's our heart. And we didn't move out of Huntersville by choice.
Okay.
So our previous landlord, after us being in our space for 6 years, no issues, came to us one day, this was about May, and was like, you know, there's all this development happening in Huntersville, and they're putting up these new businesses, and they're putting up these apartment buildings. I think I deserve more rent. and he raised our rent by 200% with no lease
Wow.
either. Right.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, and we went to all our friends, all our partners. We were like, hey, do you know of any spaces? We even got the town of Huntersville involved, and they were like, we're going to help you find a space. But because we're a food pantry, what we do is unique. It can't be any commercial space. And unfortunately, there were no spaces available for the size that we needed and also like the stipulations that we needed. And so we had to start looking into North Charlotte, which was, we drug our feet on that as long as we could. And we found our space, 2 months ago at like the Wire. Our broker didn't even want to send us the space because the building was dilapidated. Like the walls were coming down, the floor is all ripped up. There's pests and vermin in there. There's no lights in there. But all that we do is such a walk of faith every single day for how we serve our clients and how that we have enough for everybody. And so we felt covered going in that situation. And so we saw the potential right away in the space, even though it was just falling apart. And once we kind of moved forward with the application and everything, the landlord turned out to be an angel in disguise. He actually does food work in the state that he lives in. He owns this big property. And he was like, as soon as he heard what we did, he was like, we'll cover the renovations. We've got you. Let's do this. And so we were like, all right, great. We have a place to go. We moved in the space of like a week and a half, just like in and out very quickly, very quick. It was challenging to get all of our clients notified in time and let them know what's happening and people get used to it. And, the hardest part was not saying goodbye to Huntersville, but kind of just being like, all right, we're still here. We're just not here, But since we've moved, all of our existing North Met clients have easily found us. I think we're actually more accessible in some ways because we're closer to the highways. And also we're getting more people. They're hearing about what we've done and we're seeing the expansion that we're undergoing. And so I'm always hopeful that more people will make use of our resources because there are so many people out there in need who don't even feel comfortable coming forward with being hungry.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the sweetness of your story is that it really is a testimony. And it is, I know that I was talking to you maybe right down to the wire and there was like, we still haven't found a place. And I'm like, really, come on, God. Like we got to show up here and show off and provide something for them. And then to hear the story that what you found was almost uninhabitable and that the people loved so much what you did, they restored it for you. And it's a fabulous place. Like you would never know what it looked like. To me, it's just like, yes, because God's promises are yes and amen, right?
Every day.
So to hear that and see that and then see it walked out in our community, those are the kind of things that inspire me and keep me moving forward. I'm like, well, if you can do that, then, this is what you can do for our community for sure, God. So thank you for that. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing that has happened.
Absolutely.
Tell me about... what is some of your greatest needs?
Our greatest needs right now, of course, are all types of food. So we're a little bit different from most food pantries. We do non-perishables and perishables. So we take, fresh meats, produce, milk, cheese. We have, full restaurant grade refrigeration and freezing in our facility. So we always need those types of things. We always, I can't stress it enough, toiletries, full-size toiletries. We love the people who love to drop off their hotel samples, but that is not what we can give to a family that's effective. So we always ask for full size, everything you can think of: toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, even some more obscure things that you might not think about. Just basic general like face washes, razors, shaving cream. Feminine products.
Right.
We need those things all the time.
When we come back from break, Kenya's going to tell us a little bit more about Hearts and Hands Food Pantry.
I can't
See you
wait
in a
to
minute.
hear.
More of Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle is coming up on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. High temperature only getting up to 54 degrees today, but we have a 100% chance of rain. A wind gust will be getting up as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the remainder of the evening, showers and thunderstorms are going to stay in the area. We'll only drop down to a low of 52 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
6701 Carmel Road, Suite 110, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28226. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Amazon's got the best deals on Black Friday. The best deals are on Cyber Monday. Friday comes first when it comes to saving. Monday's worth the wait to what you've been craving. Deals so good it'll feel like stealing. Real cool message, could you make it less appealing? What's with the beef? You can get that too. Why'd you call us? Triggering you. Whichever day you're shopping on, you'll save a bunch at Amazon on Black Friday. Monday too.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable Scent-Beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in wash scent beads.
Quality Car Care is your local Toyota specialist and a licensed NC inspection station. Plus, find a huge selection of quality pre-owned cars at QualityCarCareStatesville.com or call 704-871-2535. Interested in coaching? The Statesville Family YMCA is always in need of volunteer coaches. There are kids out there who depend on the YMCA to keep them on the right track. Email us at ymcasports@ymcanwnc.org to learn how you can coach basketball this winter. That email again is ymcasports@ymcanwnc.org.
Buying gifts in this economy? Forget about it. Introducing the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. For your chance to win, register online at WSICnews.com/holiday. Kitchen essentials, tech toys, kids gifts, a mountain getaway, and much, much more. Oh, yeah. WSIC's 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. Winners will be drawn each weekday morning on Good Morning LKN starting December 7th through December 22nd.
Community Centered continues now. Here are your hosts, Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, everybody. Please, if you would like to call in, call 844-STUDIO-4. We have a guest with the biggest heart and open hands I've heard of in a long time. And I think in the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the association that you became chairman of, and I can't even remember what it was.
The Charlotte-Mecklenburg Food Policy Council.
Okay.
You're sitting with the board chair here.
I know I am, but it's new to me.
Yeah, so the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Food Policy Council, I know it's a mouthful, is a local nonprofit that serves the entire county and is rooted in the mission of just increasing healthy food access for all. And that's done through a lot of advocacy work, through fostering partnerships with other organizations on the ground and supporting their work, helping to advise our local government, working with Mecklenburg County, on policies around food access. And so our biggest programmatic work that we do, we have a program called Snap Double Bucks, which doubles food stamps up to $50 at our local farmers markets. And this past year, we opened up the North Met Community Farmers Market at the North Regional Rec Center this past summer, which was a huge success. We got to pilot the statewide senior voucher program that gave free $50 vouchers to any qualifying senior. And so many seniors came from far and wide to shop and take advantage of that program. And we are excited because we're really hopeful that our performance this past summer will bring the program to the entirety of Mecklenburg County for next year.
Wow, wouldn't that be a blessing?
That is amazing.
Really.
Yeah.
I know I was telling Kenya during the break that I have some seniors that work at Hope House, and they actually got invited and went. And when they came back, they were sharing with us recipes that they had learned. So it wasn't just about receiving the food and the voucher and the benefits and everything. They were learning a new skill and learning, something that they had never thought about attempting to do in the past. So well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
Well
our
done.
market is community first, and so many incredible experiences happened there over the summer. We had guest chefs coming in every single market and creating these healthy and lower cost recipes for teaching folks how to make it, and they're be able to buy everything they need right on site, and it was just incredible.
Wow.
I'm hoping we see more of that by the time
do
spring
too.
rolls around. I'm already mourning spring and summer, so and all the fresh veggies. So I'm hoping that won't take too long to get that up off the ground.
Yeah.
What does that look like to get support from government officials or town folks to make something like that happen?
That's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking, but also knowing how to speak not your language, but their language.
That's right.
It's about showing them what's important and properly representing, what various communities want, but in a way where you show them how it benefits them, truthfully.
Do you think they're listening?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. And I think we're in a very interesting time where I think hearts, minds, and ears are open more than they ever have been, especially in the food space. And so my aim and the aim of our entire organization is to really capitalize on that to the benefit of all the organizations that serve in the food space and ultimately the community at large.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I think we're seeing too educated people really hurting.
Yes.
And so they have a better say
Yes.
on, what they need and appreciate the services because they've never needed them before.
That's right. I definitely agree with that. It's a different demographics now that
Yes,
are
is.
coming forward and
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we need help and we need these types of resources and things like that." Yeah.
It's interesting for me at Hope House this season. What I'm seeing a lot of are folks that are saying, I was this. And so now I want to give back. I'm a business owner and I this. And I think if anyone can identify when they went hungry, right, that they can then relate to that and knowing that, that's not a good feeling.
No.
And we want to prevent that from ever happening again. And especially when children are involved or seniors.
Or
I think
seniors.
seniors get left out, I think, a lot of
And
that equation.
It's true, and that's something that we really fight hard against and is at the core of what we do at the pantry. We really try to do a lot for our seniors because we saw so many falling through the cracks when COVID started. That's
right.
what started our delivery service.
Yeah.
That was really what was, because, people would call us and say, "Are you guys open? Can you help us?" Yes. But then you have seniors who are homebound. They can't leave their home. How do they get food? How do they get access?
Yeah.
So that's where our delivery service started in 2020, and we've just grown that. Now it's 45% of everybody that we serve is delivery. So we get all over the county. And sometimes, we're the only ones that some of the seniors see.
Yeah.
So it's an important role.
That's right.
And we take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell me about, let's say I'm a listener and I want to volunteer. I'm excited about what I'm hearing. How does someone get in touch with you?
So through our website. Our website is heartsandhandsfoodpantry.com. We have a volunteer page there. Advisement, though, we are changing our volunteer sign up. We're in the process of that right now. So we don't show any dates available, but it should be changing in about a week or so.
Okay.
We're just working on that behind the scenes. But of course, at any point, you can email us. Our email is help@heartsandhandsfoodpantry.com. And through our website or through our email is the easiest way.
So if you're coming to volunteer, what are you doing?
Depends. There's so many different things. One of the core functions, of course, is helping to pack our client orders. So it's literally, we have client order sheets that the clients experience through our website when they sign up for services like Instacart. So they literally do their intake form, and then they're picking items from all the categories as if they're shopping at Walmart. We just don't have pictures. And so we take all of those and we have those printed out for when we have to fill them on their appointment day. So we have volunteers who help with that. We have volunteers who help with stocking and restocking in our warehouse. We have clients who help run service. So people coming in and out for the pickup service. We have our volunteer drivers who do all our deliveries with us, and kind of anything in between. You know, we have incredible volunteers. Our core volunteers have been with us for years and years and years, and they're really family. And so it's a fun place. It's a busy place.
It's got great energy, that's for sure. But tell me, do you have any partnerships with like the local restaurants or the local grocery stores where they might be, working with you on some things that they can donate?
We do. We have, I can't say who, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we do have partnerships with a few of the local supermarkets who have been amazing. One of the things that came out of COVID that was bad, which is why I am on the Food Policy Council, is there were contracts starting to be created between one or two organizations and all of the local supermarkets. So essentially controlling where the supermarkets could give their garbage to, basically.
Yeah.
And it was boxing out a lot of the grassroots smaller organizations. And so we really stand against that. And the supermarkets that we work with in North Mac are with it. They were like, well, we're going to you've been coming consistently. We love what you do. We're going to support you. And don't want to get anybody in trouble, but that is an important partnership that we have. We also partner regularly with Angels and Sparrows. They've been wonderful to us since we started. So we're passing stuff back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
And we have partners in Charlotte, of course, as well, too.
So your volunteers, you do screen them?
Yes. So we do full background check on everybody.
Okay.
Especially our drivers, of course, because you're going to someone's home and vice versa. And we'll even be expanding that and hoping that we can make the process like fully digitized, so it's like a one-shot thing when people do it.
Yeah.
So we're looking for that for 2024.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have any programs for the kids that they can help too? Because I know so many kids need hours.
We don't right now. We may be able to accommodate that next year. Definitely in our old space, which was basically a one-bedroom apartment size, was impossible. But with the space that we have now, we may be able to set that up. Right now, our volunteer rules, we don't take anybody younger than 16.
Okay.
Because we don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah. We have the same kind of rule at our house too. Yeah,
we do too.
Yeah.
Except for in our storage room, they can help, sort through the coloring books and dolls and that kind of thing. But you have to be so careful.
Very much so, yeah.
Well, someone, if they weren't the right age but really felt important about it, they could always do a food drive for you and,
absolutely,
orchestrate that and bring all that in and donate that. Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't turn that away.
No, never. And we have some incredibly courageous kids from all over who have done that and done amazing jobs with it. We had one child, I think it was last year, they organized a whole drive where they got their whole class involved, and the class illustrated all of the food of the grocery bags. So it's not, we love children, of course, but the difference is whether we can have them in facility or not. But definitely, supporting a food drive, getting your parents involved, getting your school involved, getting your church involved is a huge help. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of support from the faith-based community?
We have a fair amount, yeah.
Good.
We have been partnered with Huntersville Presbyterian, which was right across the street from our old location for years and years. They've been, they're family. We work with a few other churches in the area as well that have also been really great. First Baptist up the road on Old Statesville has been wonderful. Journey Church has been wonderful to us as well. So we're always looking to increase those relationships because people want to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is there any difference between, say, a food bank and a food pantry?
Yes. So food pantries in general, very quickly, are for direct client service, and food banks are for other organizations. And we are transitioning into becoming a food bank.
Yay. When we come back, we're going to learn more about that from our friend Kenya Joseph, president of Hearts and Hands Food Pantry.
And Margi Kyle, coming up from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Happy Thanksgiving. From all of us at WSIC, we hope everyone is able to spend some time with those that they love. Join the Cornelius Parks and Rec Department this Saturday for the 12th annual Light Up Cornelius, presented by Novant Health from 4 to 7 p.m. in downtown Cornelius. Festivities will include holiday songs, train rides, a sledding hill, food and craft vendors, and a visit from Santa. See you Saturday. Want to see more than 5 million Christmas lights at one time? Speedway Christmas is back. Happening daily, the amazing Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now through January 7th. The show is open 6 to 10 p.m., rain or shine. The Infield Christmas Village is open Thursday through Sunday nights. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway, now through January 7th. For tickets, visit charlottemotorspeedway.com. Community singers of Lake Norman are performing again Christmas style. December 3rd in Mooresville, December 5th in Huntersville, and December 11th in Cornelius, each evening at a different church. 3 shows, 3 nights. Community singers of Lake Norman. For more info, visit lakenormansings.com. The Community Singers of Lake Norman. lakenormansings.com. The Docksiders, performing at Kane Center for the Arts on Saturday, December 9th, are almost sold out. The Docksiders will take you back to the year 1981. Their unique and electric tribute act of yacht rock features songs from Hall & Oates, Christopher Cross, Kenny Loggins, and more. The Docksiders, Saturday, December 9th at Kane Center for the Arts. To purchase your tickets, visit kanearts.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. High temperature only getting up to 54 degrees today, but we have a 100% chance of rain. And wind gusts will be getting up as high as 20 miles per hour. As you head through the remainder of the evening, showers and thunderstorms are going to stay in the area. We'll only drop down to a low of 52 tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Stop dreaming about the perfect lawn and make it a reality. Drum Landscape Supply now offers personalized lawn plans. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com and collaborate with our experts. Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop. Your home for non-stop Christmas music.
You serious, Clark?
Starting at 12 a.m. Thanksgiving Day.
Now more of Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back, listeners. We are here with the fabulous Kenya Joseph, who is the president of Hearts and Hands Food Pantry and the board chair. I mean, I feel like we have royalty at our table here, Margi. And this last segment, we want to talk about toys and turkeys, because gobble gobble, it is that time of year. So I am sure you are up to your neck in turkeys that you are distributing.
Yes.
I love it. How many do you think you've got? What is a turkey? Gaggle of turkeys?
I think it is a
flock of
gaggle.
turkeys?
I think we have in-house right now, well, probably less because we're in service right now, but I think we got up almost 100.
Wow.
Yeah, and we got hams too.
That's fabulous.
That's great.
So there are 100 families out there that are going to have a happy Thanksgiving. That makes me really happy. Talk to me about toys, because I know that you said that you have a lot of different things going on at the food pantry. It's not just about, doing that piece of it. There are other things, because you're not a person to sit still.
No.
Can you? You just can't just focus on one thing. So tell me, what are those other things that you're focusing on in the toys too?
Yeah, so we're doing a big toy drive. It's our annual Christmas toy drive. I think it's December 20th, in partnership with Huntersville Presbyterian Church. So we'll actually be serving from there instead of our new facility. And so we give out toys to all the kids from our client roster. And it is an all-day affair. We have toys ranging from, infant and, 1-year-olds all the way to 16 years old. And we get those all separated, and our clients let us know how many kids are in the household and their ages and genders, and we put everything aside for them. They come pick it up. And it's great because it helps people to have one less thing to worry about at that very busy and kind of crunch time at the end of the year. So we're super excited about that. And then also what we're working on is our starting schedule for next year for our third and newest service. We started this in 2022, which is called Mobile Pantry. So we go out into neighborhoods that are called food deserts, so neighborhoods that have a grocery store or a food access point less than a few miles away. And we serve in those neighborhoods directly, and we do that through a community partner. Like we'll partner with a school or a church and go out there. Our last one for this year is in December in just a couple of weeks in East Charlotte, and we're starting to plan for next year.
So what does a mobile pantry look like? Like, are you filling up your cars with food and then people are coming and they're basically shopping out of the back end of your car?
So they're registering through our website in the same way that they do for a regular service. And usually that registration is coordinated with the partner. So an organization is inviting us out or a church is inviting us out. And we are loading up all of the customer orders or the client orders, with what they've asked for. We always add plenty of additional extras, and sometimes even we're lucky enough we partner with Medicis, so we get over-the-counter medications too.
Wow.
And supplements and things like that. So especially like prenatal vitamins, vitamin C and vitamin D.
Yeah.
We have a lot of that stuff. And we'll set up tents on property of wherever we're being hosted by, and folks kind of drive through and they pick up all their stuff, and it helps for people who didn't even know that a food pantry was a thing. First of all, they didn't even know that was an option for them, so that helps with that exposure. But also for these areas that don't have a lot of food access, it's an entry point to you starting to be able to get the resources that they need.
So I'm curious about this question. Do you find that most folks are humbled by the experience, or do they come in and they're just like, give it all? Like, there's nothing in my pantry. I need everything. Fill me up. Give me double, triple, whatever. Or are they just humbled by this?
Yeah, most people are humbled, especially because in considering people's dignity, that's why and also being 2023, we really leverage technology. So, we're not in anyone's face asking invasive questions. They're filling out all of their information at home.
Your name says it all.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
So by the time they come to us and they see the quality of what they're getting, then that's that humbling experience. But at the same time, we are also humbled by, how much someone is thankful. We have a client right now. I can't say her name, but I'm just so excited for her. She was living in her car. She was trying to get into the police academy, and we were able to go above and beyond and actually put her in a hotel for a month to get her through the application process. And she came it was last week. She came last week and said, I got in. The VA is going to get me housing within 2 weeks. And we were just like, oh my gosh, two of our previous clients we've hired as employees. So for us, it's the humbling, I guess, goes both ways. To even be in a position to do that and connect in that way is incredible. To see people, move up and move on out and do better.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's why you do what you do.
Yes.
I think something that we as non-for-profits aren't really always really good at, but that is the narrative and telling the story.
That's right.
And being the voice of the advocate for the underserved, right? And to be able to, how do we do that happy dance behind not exploiting them, but also letting that narrative be known? Because those are so inspirational to me, and I'm sure you, Margie, too, of hearing that, hiring 2 former clients or having someone that that was living in their car. People have no idea
They don't.
what that looks like and what that means. And I know every time I hear that, I get behind my car wheel and I think, how would I sleep in here?
In this car,
right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't even know what that would look like or feel like. And obviously at Hope House, we hear that all the time. And I'm sure that you're hearing that and seeing that too, folks that are hungry with their stories. So I think the narrative is a really important piece, that we share that and tell more of our stories.
I agree.
Definitely.
Margie, I'm sure you have a million stories of kids in hospital that got a gift or had a life-changing experience because of your generosity. And I think we need to do more focusing on that in our community, because we're a hurting community right now. There's still a lot of divide and a lot of injustices happening. And I think the more that we focus on putting hope back in the headlines, the better off we're all going to be. Because I read something and I heard something the other day that said, it takes 21 days to make a habit of something. And if that habit is negative talk or negative self-talk or negative actions, we now have made that a habit. So we now have to really be consciously aware of not doing negative things or saying negative things or concentrating on the negative, but instead turn everything into a positive. And hearing your testimony of, getting the new facility for you, learning about clients that are making it out of poverty, that are moving out of cars, so inspirational to me, and makes me feel in this grateful season even more grateful for what it is that you do and what you add to our community. And I'm just blessed to know you and your mom and the work that you're doing. It's just been impactful. I know that we used to drive by your old space and see the sign, and we were like, well, who are they? And then one day Jen and I, we popped in and we were like, we need to know, who are you? How do we access your services? And they're like, well, you don't have to really do anything. So we were like, what? So now, we're partners and we take that very seriously.
And I love the one thing about this community that does turn me on is come together for each other, for the nonprofits, because we get it.
Yes, it is absolutely true.
Well, instead of pitting us against each other, because there's only one pot of money, right? Or a certain amount of money, the fact that we can all play nice in the sandbox and do good together and think that we're taking the whole family and approaching it for, servicing the children, the adults, the food piece of it, the housing piece of it. We just need more.
Yeah, we absolutely do. We need more. And, we take what we do so seriously because we also understand you get one shot at this. It's a first impression. And there are so many people who, unfortunately, have had negative experiences with accessing services. So to show them something different, to show them that somebody cares beyond, oh, here, you need this, I need to give this to you, makes such a difference that we can't see, because it will help them in the moment in what they're dealing with, but it will also potentially open that block up and allow them to be able to access other resources and feel comfortable to do so. That's a big part of it too.
Well, when your belly is full, you're more looking into employability. You're working into more. You have more confidence. You feel better about yourself, and you can move through some of those barriers and obstacles a little more quicker. When a basic need, Maslow's basic need is
shampoo.
Food, right?
Exactly, like shampoo.
And just a little shout out or a number about the hotel samples. Please stop taking them, because when you drop them off at Hope House, you trigger our residents who might have had to stay in a hotel. And it can be really difficult to unravel that. And we're grateful. And I know that you said the same thing. You can find another use for them, but you don't have to clip them. They can, they're not really free. My good friend Margie.
Paying for it.
What does my good friend Margie say? Take out the
R in free and charge a fee.
So they're not really free.
So if you take the soap and the toothbrush and whatever, we're going to charge you.
Yes, absolutely. And now you can bring them to Hearts and Hands Food Pantry because Hope House has enough soap and enough toothbrushes because we are not dirty. We are happy people there, and we partner with our friends at Hearts and Hands who can use them to give them to folks who might not have access to those kind of things. So I'm excited for your turkey time. I know it's like Turkey Palooza.
Yes.
Do you find the time to make your own turkey?
No, we're a ham household.
You're a ham. Okay, turkey
and
ham.
I'm a roasted chicken lady.
Gotcha. So, I feel you. Shout out to my Italian friends serving lasagna in the next couple of days. Good for them. I think that's what makes America great, right? Yes. That we have choices and we can do all this. Yeah. Well, Kenya, it has been a delight talking to you today. I want to congratulate you again on the amazing work you do in our community. You are what Community Centered is all about, putting hope and a smile back in our community. I hope you extend our happy Thanksgiving to your mom, who I know who works equally as hard as you do, and your entire staff on behalf of our community. And WSIC News, what you do in the community matters. And I'm grateful that we've had this hour to share and learn more. And I hope that you get blessed in an unexpected way, right? Because that means the God of Hope was listening, and he's going to show up and show off for you. And so happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, listeners. We'll talk to you soon.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.